all trying to be fabulous. And welcome to my channel. Welcome to my subscribers. Welcome to my new subscribers. And welcome to those of you who are not subscribed. If you are not subscribed and you enjoy my content, I hope you will consider doing so. And even if you don't enjoy my content, I hope you'll consider subscribing because, hey, why not? So today is Snarky Saturday. And this is going to be an interesting one, I think. So I'm going to move my chair closer so my dogs don't fall down in the hole and get hurt. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So I was taking some time to actually load my slides. Yeah, so I was taking some time to load my slides. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Okay, so I would usually... What is Amelia doing? I think she's okay. I think she's in her little bed, scratching in her little bed. Hold on, I'll be right back. Yeah, Amelia was just like scratching in her bed. Come on, Millie. Hi, baby. So yeah, Amelia was just scratching in her bed. Yeah, usually I would link this particular subreddit in the description box, but this one was hard to find because I had found it and then I lost it and then I found it again, and I don't think I could find it again. So that's just wild. So this is very fine print. Let's see. We'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. No, we don't. Daggone it. I'm trying to zoom in, and then it's like, and then it goes all the way back. So I am prepared. I just don't want to download this on my... All right, there we go. It had a bar and it was obscuring the top portion of it, and it disappeared. Okay, so this is from Unpopular Opinion. So it says guests are props in your wedding. Okay, so when we talk about this, there's like on Reddit there's r/wedding attire, and it's like the new trend in weddings and bridal is to not only have a dress code, but to have a color palette that you insist on guests wearing. Here's your pretty lady. Yeah, a dress code and a color palette. And so, the basic argument is, your guests are guests and they're not props. And most people know how to dress for a wedding. When it comes to a wedding, you can tell people the level of formality, but I don't believe in telling people what colors to wear. So that's what we're going to talk about. See, so guests are props in your wedding. See, whenever I see discussions about dress codes, probably on Reddit, I always hear the argument that guests are not here to fulfill your Pinterest aesthetic for your wedding. The same naysayers argue that making guests props for photos and weddings by enforcing colors and styles is tacky and inappropriate. Because it is. You see, I firmly disagree. That's why you're on Unpopular Opinion. Your wedding, ideally, is one incredibly special and important day in your life as a couple. Can people really not put aside their own selfish needs for one special day? Are people that lazy and inept that they refuse to follow a couple's wish for one day? Well, I mean, it's not just that. It's just that, sometimes you're traveling and, oh my goodness, you're traveling. There's a gift. And of course you bring a gift. And if you have to buy a whole new outfit, like, there was somebody who was on r/wedding attire, and they had to buy they had several weddings this summer, and each wedding had a different level of formality and a different color palette expectation. So I mean, that's like, even if you're just spending $100, that's like $500 to $1,000 for clothes for a wedding for one day. I don't think it's unreasonable to request people to wear pastels, disco style, metallics, etc. Disco style? Oh, there was this one wedding where the theme was disco and the color palette was different shades of baby poop and diarrhea. I mean, where's the harvest gold and the avocado green? No, it was like I said, it was baby poop and diarrhea and spit up. Can't forget the spit up. Many couples want to look back on their photos and see the glamour or feel the vibe they spent so much money creating. Yeah, I mean, you can do that with your wedding party very easily. Do that with your wedding party. Do that with your decorations. Do not do that with your guests. I think people are incredibly lazy and lame if they can't muster up the effort to fulfill the vision for one day. And it's never just one day. I mean, there's some people, they have all the things, like they have the welcome dinner and the rehearsal dinner and the wedding, and then they have, after that, they have the brunch, and sometimes like the whole thing, each party for the wedding has a theme and a color palette. There are people like that. That is not cool. Okay, photos matter and aesthetics matter. What is the big issue having to buy a dress for the event? It cannot be that hard if you are given due notice. Sometimes you just don't have the money. I mean, you know, um, I don't want to buy a dress from fast fashion, and I definitely can't afford like an $800 MacDougall for one wedding. So that is why. Let's see. If you really hate it, just don't go. What if you really want to go, but you just can't afford a dress in persimmon, kumquat, or loquat? A formal gown in persimmon, kumquat, or loquat. Just my 2 cents. Let's see, you'll have to shrink this up and make it smaller. Just my 2 cents. Let me see. I'll be right back. Okay, so then she says, edit before I delete this in 2 hours, which is why I couldn't find this again, because they did delete it. And, I mean, if you're gonna be a jerk, say it with your whole chest. Don't hot delete it and run. So, this person would pay for the outfits of 20 people that they loved. Would they really, though? Everyone else has a surface level connection, or they're not a family member. So why are you inviting them to the wedding? I'm sorry. My nose is itching because, I would say it's allergy season, but every day is allergy season. So this is supposed to be the groom. So, they said something about the connection. So if somebody is not like someone you actually know, why are you inviting them to your wedding? And I believe that Pinterest and Instagram have ruined weddings because it's all about the pictures. It's not about the marriage. And I was laughing and joking because my sister got married like more than 30 years ago. Do you know where we found her pictures? They were in the floor, in the closet, in a room that no one goes into in my mother's house. But it was fun to find the pictures because, it was from 30 years ago, so I'm a lot younger and I had a perm and bangs teased up to here, and a green puffy dress, and but it was a cute dress, and I like that shade of green. You'll notice I wear that shade. I wear green a lot. I like a green. Okay, so this is that particular post was from Unpopular Opinion, and it was deleted, and I think maybe the whole thread was deleted. I don't know. And then it was reposted on another subreddit. And on the other subreddit, which I still can't find anymore, I'm glad I took screenshots of everything. It says, "Miss me with that about looking back on your photos. I have been married close to 25 years, and that box with our photo album hasn't left the closet shelf it lives on. It was a complete waste of money." Like, my sister didn't hire a professional photographer. My dad took a lot of the pictures, and someone else took a lot of the pictures because he was in the wedding, obviously, because he was our dad. So but yeah, her photo album, I think it's on the coffee table now because we still like to look at it, but nobody had looked at it for like 30 years. So someone said, "Maybe you don't have kids, so this isn't relevant, but I loved looking at my parents' wedding photos, especially after my dad passed away." Yeah, I would look at my parents' wedding photos, but my parents had a very small wedding too, and I don't think there were that many wedding photos. There was just a couple, but their wedding was really small. Like, they had, a church. Maybe it wasn't a church wedding. I think it was in the living room of my grandparents' house, but it was a very small wedding. But I liked looking at those, but we didn't look at them often. Let's see. And then he said, "But I'll bet they didn't demand a special dress code." Nah, probably not. So yeah, the dress code and the color palettes is a new thing. Although, dress codes used to be a thing, but it's like the day or the time of your wedding was what mandated your dress code. So, I mean, like an afternoon wedding, because I remember watching I think it was Steel Magnolias, and it was a southern wedding, and everybody was like in pastel and white colors because it was also a summer wedding. So, like, pastel, and I was sitting there thinking, "Oh wow, people would have a fit over that because those colors look so close to white." But, like, yeah, and because Steel Magnolias was in 1986. I have to look that up. I'll post what year it came out. It was like 86 or 87, and everybody was wearing really light, icy pastel colors close to white. So let's see. Wow. Can people really not put aside their own selfish needs for one special days? It goes both ways, buddy. It goes both ways. What a douche. Yeah. Seriously. I mean, really? Can you really not? Can you just not? And see, and someone commented, "Right? Like they weren't already putting aside their own selfish needs to pay for travel, lodging, or a blank gift, as well as sitting through your boring blank circus." Yeah, because, most weddings I've been to, the ceremony lasts like 20 or 30 minutes, but I've heard of weddings, or, there was this one wedding where the ceremony was like 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, I would just like, I think I would have to die from boredom if I had to sit through an hour or 2 hour ceremony. So there's that. And my face itches. Daggone it, I closed. Okay, there we go. So, the best part is, I just love how everything these days is all about the photo op and nothing is genuine. It's true. It's all about impressing strangers on your Instagram page. Let's see. Okay, so the unpopular opinion is supposed to, they claimed it was a groom who was complaining, but I don't think grooms really care about photos and aesthetics and stuff like that. I don't think they really care. So this is 100% the bride venting. Like, every bride I've ever known who inevitably loses sight of the realistic dress-up attire once their stupid expectations of their wedding guests look different than normal people who essentially own business casual as the best they know how to do. Yes, your cousin Daryl and his brother Cletus becoming fashionistas for your wedding is not a thing. Yeah, it's like, just Cletus and Daryl, please don't wear jeans. But even if they do, what's the big deal? Who cares? Are Cletus and Daryl really going to be in the pictures? Okay, so this next slide was actually on a whole different thing. The bride was asking for formal. The wedding was formal, black tie optional. No, black tie optional, because I'm just going off my memory here. And she was insisting on black color palette, black tie optional. So very formal. Women have to go out and buy ball gowns, and black tie optional, men have to wear tuxedos or very nice, very, very nice suits. So this person is like, why are you so entitled? Let them have their wedding the way they want to envision it. To them, it's a funeral. Why would it be a funeral? That would be horrible. If your wedding is a funeral to you, I don't think you should be getting married. Edit. To trigger all you entitled blanks. If you are invited to a dinner party and the host asks you to bring a bottle of wine, do you complain about being told what to bring? No, then shut the blank up and wear black tie. So someone said, entitlement seems to go both ways these days, which telling people that they have to wear black tie and a black outfit to your wedding is quite entitled, in my opinion. Because black tie would be like a ball gown, would be very formal. And like, this person is like, doesn't everybody own a black dress or a black suit? It's not just any kind of black dress. It's not like a black cocktail dress that most women probably own. Not me, because I don't like black. I don't really wear it. My color is more navy, shades of blue. You'll notice that I wear a lot of blue and green. Those are like my colors. Blue and green and pink. Maybe some warm colors like some brick or red or stuff thrown in. So no, I don't own a black dress. I definitely don't own a black formal dress. And I don't want to buy one from Amazon because I don't want to buy one from fast fashion. And yet I can't afford to buy one, from Nordstrom or a higher end store because it's too expensive. So no, everyone doesn't own a black ball gown or tuxedo. Yeah, and then the thing is, if you're going to have a formal black tie optional wedding, then you need to provide your guests with the black tie optional experience. I remember reading in this story, one of the stories on wedding shaming. The bride and groom had a James Bond Casino Royale wedding in a barn with porta potties. So it was summer. Everyone had to wear black tie, formal gowns and all that. Black tie, tuxedos and stuff like that in a barn. It was summer. It was all open. It was hot. And there were porta potties. Okay, that's definitely not James Bond style. The groom in this story, the groom walked down the aisle to Skyfall. So, like, yeah, if you're gonna have black tie optional, and it's just that all of your guests wear black tie and wear black and wear ball gowns and tuxedos and etc., you need to provide a black tie wedding. Not black tie in July in 105 degrees and in a barn with porta potties. And there are nice porta potties. There really are nice porta potties. But I understand these weren't nice porta potties. These were your regular little green, 2x2 ones that smelled horrible and attracted a lot of flies and were hot, and it would be a nightmare to have to maneuver a ball gown or a formal gown in one of those nasty little porta potties. So that is Snarky Saturday for today, and I hope this downloads just right, because like I've said before, I have to pre-record these because YouTube can take 24 to 48 hours. Like excuse me, I'm sorry, that's very rude, but like my Thursday video took I think it was like a 10-minute video. It took 5 hours to upload, which is why I like to pre-record and upload it. That way it's slated and ready to go at a specific time. So yep, that's it for today. I will see you all in the next video. I'll see you soon, and I'm gonna get this edited and add the cards in and all that good stuff. And the doggies are tired, and they say good night, and they say bye bye, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.